Hey there YouTube fam! Welcome back to our channel, The Curiosity Corner, and if you're new here, get ready to join the coolest community on the internet. Today we are going to talk about Israel-Palestine conflict. Have you ever pondered the magnitude of the Israel-Palestine conflict and its global implications? It's a question that's more relevant now than ever, especially considering the recent surge in violent incidents and heightened tensions during the holy month of Ramadan and the Jewish holiday of Passover. Imagine a time of celebration and prayer turning into a time of fear and conflict. Such is the reality in the regions of Israel and Palestine. We've seen an Italian citizen killed and others injured when a car rammed into a group of tourists in Tel Aviv. The driver, a Palestinian citizen of Israel, was shot and killed by police. Furthermore, 2 British Israeli women were shot and killed by Palestinian assailants near the occupied West Bank. The violence escalated following an armed Israeli police raid on Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem's Old City, leading to clashes with Palestinians. Amidst this chaos, an interesting shift has been observed. A recent Gallup poll revealed that sympathy for Palestinians among U.S. adults is at a new high of 31%, while the proportion not favoring either side is at a new low of 15%. But it's not all black and white. There's still a 23-point gap in American sympathy for Israel versus the Palestinians. The shift in public opinion is more significant among Democrats, with 49% sympathizing with Palestinians compared to 38% sympathizing with Israelis. This is a considerable increase from 2016 when only 23% of Democrats sympathized with Palestinians. It's interesting to note how this issue reflects the broader political divide in the U.S., with Republicans and Democrats polarized on their viewpoints. This conflict, as we see, is not confined to the borders of Israel and Palestine, but has far-reaching global implications. The threads of this discord are woven into the fabric of international politics, affecting opinions, policies, and alliances worldwide. As we delve deeper into this issue in the next scenes, we'll uncover the causes of the conflict, its global effects, and what the future might hold for this troubled region. How did we get here? What sparked this enduring conflict? The Israel-Palestine conflict, a topic that continues to stir emotions and debates worldwide, has deep historical roots that we need to unravel to understand its present state. It all began with the British occupation during World War I, a period filled with political maneuvering and promises. The British made conflicting pledges to both Arabs and Jews, promising self-rule to the former and a national home to the latter in Palestine. This set the stage for tension and conflict that would continue to this day. The creation of the State of Israel in 1948 marked a significant turning point. As the United Nations proposed a partition plan, dividing Palestine into Jewish and Arab states, conflict ensued. The Arab nations rejected the plan, leading to a war that ended with Israel expanding its territory beyond the proposed boundaries. The tensions between the Arab and Jewish communities continued to escalate, fueled by issues of land ownership, political control, and cultural differences. The displacement of Palestinians, often referred to as the Nakba, or catastrophe, further intensified the animosity. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were forced to leave their homes, creating a refugee crisis that still resonates today. The status of Jerusalem, a city sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, has also been a major point of contention. Israel's claim of the entire city as its capital clashes with the Palestinian aspiration to make East Jerusalem the capital of their future state. The city's deep religious and historical significance makes its status a particularly sensitive and complex issue. The conflict has been characterized by a series of wars, uprisings known as intifadas, peace processes, and cycles of violence that have profoundly impacted both Israelis and Palestinians. Despite numerous attempts at peace negotiations, a solution that satisfies both parties has remained elusive. Understanding the roots of this conflict is critical to fully grasp its present state and potential resolution. As we move forward, we must remember that the Israel-Palestine conflict is not just about land and politics. It's about people's lives, their histories, and their hopes for a peaceful future. What are the worldwide implications of the Israel-Palestine conflict? The global impact of the Israel-Palestine conflict cannot be overstated. As the flames of this age-old dispute continue to burn, the rest of the world watches, reacts, and changes. One of the most significant shifts we've seen in recent years is in public opinion, particularly in the United States. Sympathy for the Palestinians among U.S. adults has hit a new high of 31%, a notable shift from previous years. This change in perception is attributed to Palestinians' increased use of social media to share their experiences and the influence of high-profile celebrities. The likes of Gigi and Bella Hadid have used their platforms to speak out in support of Palestine, contributing to this shift in narrative. There is also a noticeable shift in political sympathies, particularly among Democrats. Almost half of them now sympathize with Palestinians, a significant increase from the mere 23% in 2016. This shift in public sentiment reflects the broader political divide in the U.S. and could potentially impact policy decisions in the future. However, despite these shifts, support for Israel remains strong, with 68% of Americans viewing Israel favorably. This staunch support is maintained by Christian evangelicals and the war on terror narrative. But let's remember, the global effects of this conflict are not just about shifting public opinion or political sympathies. They are also about the real, tangible impacts on people's lives. The reality for Palestinians living under Israeli occupation or blockade remains largely unchanged, despite the shifting narrative. The conflict also holds profound implications for international politics, often serving as a litmus test for diplomatic relations and alliances. It plays a significant role in shaping Middle Eastern politics and has far-reaching effects on global peace and stability. Ultimately, the Israel-Palestine conflict is a global issue, not just a regional dispute. The ripple effects of this conflict extend far beyond the borders of the Middle East. It shapes public opinion, influences political stances, and has the potential to ignite or extinguish diplomatic fires. The ripple effect of this conflict is felt around the globe, shaping public opinion and influencing international politics. How does this conflict affect the local population, and what can we expect in the future? Living under occupation or blockade, the local Palestinian population faces a harsh reality. The imposition of strict controls on movement, access to resources, and economic opportunities has significantly impacted their daily lives. The violence that often erupts also disrupts normalcy, creating an environment of constant fear and uncertainty. For the Israelis, the situation is also far from ideal. The threat of rocket attacks and other forms of violence has led to a significant increase in security measures. This has resulted in a society constantly on guard, affecting the psyche of the population, especially that of the young generation. It's also important to consider the impact on the broader Israeli-Palestinian relationship. The ongoing conflict has fostered a deep-seated mistrust and animosity between the two communities. This divide poses a significant challenge to any potential peace process, as it hampers dialogue and the ability to see each other as equals. Looking ahead, the forecast for the future is complex. On one hand, we see a shift in international perspectives, particularly in the United States, with more people expressing sympathy for the Palestinians. This could potentially influence policy decisions, leading to increased pressure on Israel for a change in its treatment of Palestinians. On the other hand, support for Israel remains strong, especially among certain political factions and demographics. This could make any significant policy shift a slow and arduous process. In terms of hopes for resolution, there are several possibilities. One is the two-state solution, envisioning an independent Palestine alongside Israel. However, this has been complicated by the increasing Israeli settlements in the West Bank. Another potential resolution is the one-state solution, where all individuals, regardless of ethnicity or religion, have equal rights. This, however, requires significant changes in attitudes and policies from both sides. The future, while uncertain, holds potential for change as international perspectives shift and policy decisions evolve. So, what have we learned from this exploration of the Israel-Palestine conflict? From our journey through the labyrinth of this enduring conflict, we've understood its deep-seated causes and subsequent effects. This is not just a dispute over land, it's a tangle of religious beliefs, national identities, and historical narratives. We delved into the causes, tracing back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when the seeds of discord were sown. We've seen how the Zionist movement's aspiration for a Jewish homeland in Palestine and the subsequent Balfour Declaration set the stage for a century of contention. In examining the conflict's global effects, we've seen how it has influenced international relations and reshaped the geopolitical landscape. It has not only spurred diplomatic tensions but also triggered waves of migration, impacting societies far beyond the borders of Israel and Palestine. We've also dissected the local effects and future forecast. The conflict has devastated the lives of millions in the region, with countless casualties and disruptions of everyday life. Yet, amidst the turmoil, we've seen glimmers of hope, from increasing public sympathy for the Palestinian cause to the potential for policy shifts. However, the future remains uncertain. The path to peace is fraught with challenges, and it will require concerted efforts from all parties involved as well as the international community to navigate towards a resolution. In essence, the Israel-Palestine conflict is a complex tapestry woven from threads of history, religion, and politics. It's a stark reminder of how deeply interconnected our world is, and how conflicts in one region can ripple across the globe. Understanding this conflict is key to fostering global dialogue and working towards a peaceful resolution. Grasping its nuances can help us empathize with those directly affected and encourage more informed discussions and decisions. As we continue to delve into such pressing topics, your support keeps us going. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Together, let's strive to understand our world better, one video at a time.